for the next 15 minutes, I think I can quickly introduce you to really our own smart city strategy here in the city, particularly into the elements that keep me gainfully employed. Now, I am the smart city manager for storytelling, engagement, and experimentation, which mostly just sounds like a fun way to spend college. But in reality, it means that our whole team really aims to raise awareness of the potential of new technologies in addressing civic issues. And we also look to promote our pioneering experimental culture that we have here in the city, and we get to play around a lot. So this is really about our smart city strategy, of course, the smart city challenge, and wins. Even though we didn't have a smart city win on the challenge side, I think the process of going through the challenge has created a lot of wins in our city. I got the slides going. All right. So our world, of course, is undergoing significant shifts through public health, the economy, technology. Of course, we're living through an environmental and social crisis right now across the country. And it's more important than ever for the city to have a strategy that helps navigate our community through the veracity of complex technology advancements. So in order to address this, we have developed 4 pillars of our own smart city strategy. We have partnerships and regional collaboration led by my colleague Luis, and we really endeavor to build those community collaborations across our city, but also our neighboring communities and First Nation groups. Just to leverage those co-creation opportunities. We also have experimentation, which falls under my portfolio, and there we look to support and enable that experimental culture within the city as we approach city challenges with technology. Within the experimental pillar, we have Living Labs program and the implementation of the Technology Integration Center, which is under construction right now. Both of which lead to my job security if we pull those off right. So we'll touch on those a little bit further in a bit. We also have a really key pillar that we had for this strategy, but also moving into the challenge was looking at digital equity and really aiming to address equity for all Calgarians by building a collective community solution, enabling Calgarians to have the hardware, access, and digital literacy skills they need to fully engage and participate online in our community, our economy, and our society. I should also talk about storytelling because that's also my portfolio. But our team shares that smart city potential and success stories within our community. We collaborate and engage with the global community, this community here today across Canada and the globe. And of course, we aim to deliver on our smart city challenges that Chelsea was telling us about earlier. Okay, now I can go to the next slide. So in the experimentation pillar, we just quickly introduced that Technology Integration Center, which is being designed to rapidly pilot technology and raising the experimental culture of our municipal government. So it's a place where you can rapidly deploy new software, where we have I wouldn't say a digital twin. We do have one in the city, but this will be more of a network twin where you can actually test software out or a new app out without running the risk of impacting the lights on 16th Avenue. So rather than going through all the security clearance and the reviews that can take some time in a government situation, we're able to ramp those up and deploy software and hardware really quickly. But it also is just this collaboration space, so the collision of ideas, the opportunity to immerse decision makers in new technologies, whether that's an AR, VR situation, or they can start to understand how new technologies can help them improve their business delivery. And really, hopefully, if you're immersed in it and you've had a chance to experiment and play in the environment, then hopefully you're making better business decisions when it does come time for a big RFP. Of course, the center aims to accelerate solutions for societal challenges, climate change, health, transportation. But we also We also look at I'm, I'm getting that light phase where having a hard time reading my notes with the sun. So with U of C, we're exploring pieces of how we could adopt new technology. So at the University of Calgary, we're looking at digital fabrication to meet our needs of providing interesting, unique, affordable, and customized design solutions for everything from traffic bollards to on-street furniture, even the ability to use your iPhone to scan and print to scan mobility gaps. So think of where you've got a curb cut that's missing or a public patio. Well, can we use our iPhone to scan that and then send that to a digital printer and create a solution? So hopefully, by working with the students and some robots and several city business units, we can evaluate whether digital fabrication is a solution that the city should be looking at to meet our operational needs. And then we also have our living labs, which I think we talked about the city of Hamilton and other cities are really adopting this, as the major asset holder in most municipalities. Are we able to open the doors to those city assets? Can we provide industry and academia with roadways, parks, warehouses, dark, and even data to help test or product viability or to conduct research in a real world environment? Okay, so some of the highlights of our own living lab, because we've had this around since about, going into 2018, I suppose. But some highlights of our living lab include our dark fiber network. So that was been used by the university for quantum security, where we're able to teleport. Yeah, we were able to teleport a photon or a particle of light from the main campus at the University of Calgary down to City Hall. So almost 7 kilometers. And this photon was in 2 places at once. And so the entangled photon, again, was able to rotate in synchronicity. And I'd be able to tell you more, but my physics is really bad. So we also had a great uptake on our own drone flight. So I think it's interesting to see that we're seeing a lot of similar assets and similar plays being made. Some of them are pretty easy. Like we have our own drone flight area with almost 900 hours in test flights last year by both industry and academia. And it was in use almost 150 days last year. So drones, we talked about dark fiber. Megan, you really touched on the LoRaWAN network. I mean, we have the largest LoRaWAN network in the country and maybe North America, and we try to leverage that to support industry. But I think as we move towards as more smart city and digital twin information sharing, I think that'll play a key role. I really liked how you leveraged LoRaWAN to address digital equity issues. That was really interesting for me. So I did want to focus, though, on our biggest Smart City Challenge development. So in our 2019 submission, we highlighted the importance of advancing digital equity. We saw that leveling the playing field of community access online could be a real unique opportunity to leverage the winning funds. But back in 2019, we were all just beginning to understand the importance of connectivity. For us, we'd started our work with the 100 Resilient Cities network. Again, where I connected with Chelsea and Evergreen as I was part of the Resilient Calgary team. So in our own development of our resilience strategy, we undertook a massive community engagement strategy that saw over 10,000 interactions, from community meetings to massive community halls and convention halls, to door-to-door connections, even standing on platforms talking to people, train platforms. So we had 10,000 interactions, and many of the public addressed the digital equity as a challenge, and that was for literacy, connectivity, hardware, and the costs, of course, that come with that. So this became a deliverable in the economic resilience pillar of the resilience strategy, and it gained momentum as my friend Monique, who leads our smart city team here in the city, made sure that it was a key pillar in our own smart city strategy. And then, of course, we had the pandemic hit, and post COVID, really, governments are increasingly aware of the importance of digital equity. We saw device and access disparity hit home as stories emerged of how students were using outdated iPhones to do homework in the parking lots of fast food joints just so that they could participate. So we know the risk of ignoring the importance of access to hardware, internet literacy training, and we are really running the risk of leaving vast portions of our community behind. So we didn't act alone to build our digital strategy, our digital equity strategy. The equity program is a collective and community-based approach to closing this divide. We had two specific projects with the university, or a research project with the university with two specific outcomes. The first, to conduct a systemic review of the digital equity landscape and develop an understanding of the barriers, facilitators, and potential outcomes of digital inequity. We also conducted research in the pursuit of practical and solution-oriented research and program activities. We found that for us, having a community-wide program that included university partners, but also tech support organizations, we needed to provide greater educational, community, and economic participation, and that would be addressed by limiting access barriers to devices and tools. They create a more affordable internet, and of course, increase literacy skills and supports. So we just wrapped up a pilot where we provided surplus city devices, so like laptops, to those most in need. These people were already qualifying for other city programs like transit and recreation passes that also qualified them to receive a device and support. So with our community partners, we offered families free setup and ongoing tech support. We are also looking to improve our online services to be more accessible. And we've partnered with organizations like Inclusivity, who are conducting user experience reviews of city programs, city web pages, and apps. Now, these are just pilots. And while we look forward to sharing the learnings from these experiments, we have also learned that digital equity requires community-based solutions. Community organizations and businesses must play a role in addressing disparity. From delivering better community service, upskilling your own workforce, or even jumping on board upcycling programs like Microsoft's CEO Challenge, we all have to become active champions in bridging the digital divide.